Hi guys, welcome I guess to sort of the first reading on my channel with its new format, although this isn't following the format, but it is a discussion of an interpretation of messages coming through from cards that have been pulled. Now, I'm not pulling cards on this video because these cards were pulled privately about a week and a half ago. Looking back on everything that had been happening in the world and, being familiar enough with the readings that I've been doing. And it sounds funny to say that, but I often feel like a conduit. I'm in there at the time I remember the reading. As soon as I go to a next reading, I kind of forget a lot of what it was that was in that reading. And sometimes I will go back and watch them. I don't like watching my own videos too much, but I will go back and watch it because I think there's a message there. Now, one of the ones that did not leave my mind was messages that were trying to come through from the Oakmen, from the fairy deck. Here they are. There's the Oakmen. I'm going to focus on them. It's being shy now. So the Oakmen, I found it very difficult to pull messages out from them. And while I was up north, my folks, I felt compelled to actually ask with some cards, what were the Oakmen trying to tell? Because I really feel like they were trying to tell us something. Tell me something, tell us something. Wow, the cards. So I'll show you the deck that I pulled the cards from. It's not a deck that I use for actually anyone else's readings. I don't use them on the channel. I don't use them for private readings. It's my deck. It's actually from the same person who made Kim Kranz, who made the Wild Unknown Spirit Oracle deck. This is a Wild Unknown Spirit tarot deck. I want to say Animal Spirit. I thought it said that before. So this is, this is my deck. I'm going to show you the cards because the symbolism on these cards is so significant to the message that comes through. If I was showing you this with a different deck, it wouldn't be the message wouldn't be the same. And that's why, you're compelled to pull certain decks at certain times. So yeah, this is this deck. It's my private energy deck. I might get another deck to use on the channel at some point because it's a great deck. It really is a great deck, but not this one. This is mine. It's mine. So, you can too. I encourage you to even take a screenshot of the image that is the thumbnail for this video because I photographed the cards on the table so you can see how they sit. This is exactly how they sat. So I'm going to show you in the order of what came out and then I'm going to show you what was clarified. Yeah, okay. So the very first card that came out was the Emperor. The Emperor card. This was the first card that came out when I asked the Oakmen what they were trying to tell me. Then the Tower moment, the Tower. Look at the imagery. What does it look like? It looks an awful lot like the Emperor, doesn't it? Okay. Then the Four Pentacles. Then the Sun. Okay, so as you can imagine, I was quite intrigued, a little disturbed when I saw the Emperor followed by the Tower card. And that the Tower looked an awful lot like the Emperor. So I said, well, who or what is the Emperor? And the Seven of Pentacles came out. Oh, okay. So what is this Tower moment? So we did get the Death card. Two cards came out to clarify the Tower, followed by the Three of Wands. So when I pulled it, it frightened me a bit. I'm going to be quite honest. It kind of frightened me a bit. I thought, this is kind of scary, considering what's going on. So I sat with it and I just opened up and said, okay, what's the message? So the message that I got, the Emperor represents things that you've worked towards, things that you've worked on, things that society has been working on. The Emperor to me is the representation of both our own egos and goals, as well as the higher, the system that we are in society. So the message coming through for me was that this is a personal message for me, for you, for everybody on a personal level. This is a personal message. It is also a global message that the Emperor is what controls our systems, what governs our systems, the timing and how we run things. The Seven of Pentacles coming out to represent the Emperor was, I couldn't have come up with a better card than the Seven of Pentacles. Like, you know, you plant your seeds, you grow, things grow. We create societies with, you know, systems attached to them, procedures. Some of them work well, some of them don't. So we reassess what things are we going to continue to focus on. That's not going so well. We need to adjust it here. Let's do that. Let's adjust. We do that in our own lives. That's what the Emperor is. It's about that. And then the Emperor, there's two. There's two shots here to the Emperor. The very top and then sub-penthouse. The penthouse and the sub-penthouse are breaking off of the Emperor. Now we know the Death card. This is so interesting. So interesting too. The Emperor is Aries, is the Aries card in the deck. The Tower for me is also Aries. I see it as Aries energy, like, and I'm trying to stay away from zodiac. So I want you to focus like zodiacs in terms of attaching it to a person or yourself. So Aries is the first in the zodiac. So it is the initiator, is a cardinal sign. It is about that get up and go, that taking initiative, like we all harness it in different ways at different times. So the Tower moment to me is because that Aries energy will say, I've had enough of this shit, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on there? Or, you know, just saying something that needs to be said. It's like, oh, okay. Just doing something that can shake stuff up. And it's not necessarily intended to shake it up for you. It is to move the individual forward, but there's a cause and an effect. There's so many ladybugs at my windows right now. Oh my God, there's like 20 of them. It's so fascinating. So we have two Aries cards. And the second one is getting cut off at the head twice. And then we have Scorpio energy here with the Death card. Scorpio energy. Interesting too that it's a bird, and what roosts in trees but birds. Who benefits from, or who at least thought they benefited from, the top of the Emperor tree. See, like as I do this, I'm getting more through this, but yeah, I didn't see that then, I see that now. That because it is the depiction of a dead bird. The Death card is all about death and rebirth, right? And then we see that in the following card. So the next card after the Death card was the Three of Wands. This is a very interesting Three of Wands. It reminds me so much of the Worm card in this deck by the same creator. Should have had it out sooner, but hard to plan ahead. I planned ahead enough to pull out the Oakman. Oh, probably not. Now the Worm card, oh wow. I was just told to pull this one too, so I'm going to pull it. Both of those. Is there anything else I should pull? I don't think so. But let's see. No, that's it. All right. So I was looking for the Worm card. I was called to pull out another card as well that also reminds me very much of this. So look at the Earthworm. Look at how the Earthworm is all coiled up and there's all this color inside it, right? Now what I've been getting a lot through the Earthworm is the need to express something, the need for something to grow, to bust out, to expand. Threes are about growth and expansion. So we're getting that with the Three of Wands, right? There's something here that's ready to come out, something that's ready to hatch. I like that it comes after the Death card because that is the rebirth. That is the new growth. And it's coiled up. It's been coiled up. The card I was just told to pull when I was going through the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, Oracle deck, was the Cosmic Egg. It's also holding on to this energy, this expansion, something that needs to grow and expand, like in the three-dimensional, that's been withheld, that's been held back here. See the mimicking of the colors and something being held in all of these cards. Yes, all right, there we go. Now, this is a delicate subject because, I mean, what's going on right now, people are dying. People are dying. It's, you know, the Death card is not often in tarot associated with death. I got a weird feeling on an Aries reading I did 2-3 weeks ago. I think it was called the Triple Ending. I pulled the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Death card. And I kind of blocked it out. The feeling that came in with those three cards was really heavy. And it was a little scary. I'm going to be honest, you know what? I think readers do it all the time, depending on what starts to come through and where they were figuring a reading was going to go. Like I wasn't ready for it, and you guys probably weren't ready for it either. But now here it is. And I feel like it was telling us something. That was the triple ending. But I want to focus more with this message, with these cards, on the growth and the expansion. We're all aware of what's going on right now. This Four of Pentacles is what comes in after the Tower. I want you to just kind of look at all the color that's being held inside this Three of Wands, and now look at how that color is being used. It's almost like a set of gears with pulleys. It's energy being utilized, moved around, but yet it's kept within still. It's kept within. This is the potential I see. This is the potential. And then after the Tower, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now, in the typical tarot, the Four of Pentacles is often too about taking a time out, about holding on to what you have, just keeping your balance, not going anywhere, staying inside, just doing your thing, staying inside, not going out. So that was pretty interesting too, that the Four of Pentacles would come out after this Tower moment. And Pentacles are all about three-dimensional things in our life, the grounded things in our lives. And the color that was trapped in this Three of Wands is coming out, but it only just starts to come out within you, within your space. It's not movement beyond that. It's not movement beyond that. It's taking the time too to go into yourself and look at things. The Emperor, remember, this is a personal message too. The Emperor is about what you've been working on, what you've put your efforts in up to this point. It just feels like so many of us have not been on the path of the journey that we're supposed to be on. And I said to my son the other day where we were driving, where were we driving? Oh, we were driving home. We were driving here from my folks. And it was one of those where the car is full of gas We don't need this. Everybody's peed and had lunch before we leave, because it's usually about a 3.5 hour drive, 3.5 to 4 hours. So I literally pulled my car out of my parents' garage and I pulled it right into my garage when we got home. But I said to him, I said, you know, this is pretty interesting what you're living through right now as a kid. Like, there's nothing historically in my lifetime that's ever happened like this. Not even in like a grandparents' time, because we didn't have the global connection that we have now to know what's happening in Italy in real time, to know what's happening in New York in real time, to know what's happening in China. Like, that's what makes this so different. And it's like the whole world is right now going through a major cutting off at the top and then the sub. And it is a time, it literally is a time to heal as well. Looking at the fire that's produced in this tower, it is the Emperor to me. This is the Emperor. It looks just like the Emperor. It looks just like the Emperor. It's the same tree. Is this an elm? I think it's an elm. Whatever it is. Although the tower looks like an evergreen. Anyways, it's the Emperor. And the top's getting cut off twice. But this fire here really reminds me of the color inside the Three of Wands as well. Through the pain, through the fear, through the death, through the ending, and so many things. In that, it's like the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. It's hitting everybody. It is the triple ending. If there was something in your mind that you believed you were, or what you were doing, or how things worked, it's really giving you time to think about it. If there's things that you've been holding on to in life that are weighing you down, that don't feel like they're for your highest good, you're just doing it because people expect you to do it, or it's what you're supposed to do. You're having the time here to really look at that. And some people too are probably having the time to be forced to spend a lot of time with each other. And you're like, oh my God. And it's to help you resolve things as well, right? It's to help resolve things as well. Because, you know, when we keep ourselves busy doing other things because we don't want to look at that Ten of Wands or that Ten of Swords, they're not going away. All they're doing is keeping you from your higher good, from glowing the universal love from in your heart, which I discussed in, you know, how I know love is the only thing in the universe. That's what I feel like what this is about. You know, there's going to be all sorts of things going on about, the US created this virus. Oh, there was one crazy thing I saw about chemtrails and the vibration of some sort of sound frequency making people sick with, I'm just like, you know, if the US created this, like, do you really think that it would be so bad in the US? You know, if anyone did it, it was North Korea, because like they're the ones that don't have anything. At least that's what they're telling us. Really, it's inevitable. It's inevitable with a population like we have and other viruses and sicknesses that we've had in the past. It's always been predicted, and here it is. So, this is a time to, yes, be safe, think about things on a personal level, but also about our society and our community. There's things you probably want to do, and some of you are doing it, and you shouldn't be, because you want to do it. Well, you know what? I think one of the reasons that this has been cut off twice is because that's the first part. This is the first group that are saying, you know what? It's time to pull back. I'm gonna do it for me. I'm gonna do it for my elderly neighbors down the street. I'm going to do it for my best friend who I know smokes a lot and has asthma. Like, you know, anyone who says this isn't going to affect me because I'm young and healthy. you know, you could have someone that you really care about too in your life that might have some sort of underlying cardiac, lung-based issue. Nobody shares all of the details about their health and life with everyone. You don't know who this could affect. I think, you know, the first group here, which is probably most of the people that I'm talking to, because I think most of the people that I'm talking to are decent. And they kind of know that it's important to look after everybody in the community. And it is, and yourself. There's people like in between the age of 20 and 40 that are in intensive care because of this. And they don't know the lasting effects of how this could affect your lungs long-term, scarring. So don't be an ass. Don't be, you know, this emperor growing with, yeah, I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want. That's what's going on right here, right now. It's time to reflect. And I feel like this is, I want to say a second wave. I feel like it's a second wave, unfortunately, of people that are almost laughing in the face of everything that's going on. I don't really feel like it's, for the most part, the group that I would be speaking with. And I want to say it possibly is like a younger group of people. Not all the people in younger generations, but there's a great deal that are quite selfish. Because they sit, the top would typically be, you know, those in charge, and then here's the up and coming. So this is going to affect everybody. It is affecting everybody. But let's remember how it ends. This is how it ends. The sun. Look at the energy, look at the color. Look at the color that's been sitting here so hard to come out, to have movement, to have growth, to expand, to become something, right? And I'm feeling I'm called to these two cards in that expansion, that growth, and here it is exploding out. This is health. This is happiness. This is clarity. This is joy. This is wish fulfillment. It's wish fulfillment is how it ends. Wish fulfillment is how it ends. This is what the oak men, when I asked, what were you trying to tell me? So that's what they were trying to tell me. And that's it. My first video is finished processing, so I can upload that now. So that's that. Yeah, I sat on this for a while, I'm telling you. I sat on it. When I pulled the cards, I took a photo. The photo that's in the beginning of the video isn't the actual photo I took. I took it was like on a bedspread at my folks. And I sent it to another tarot reader. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I feel like it's important, but I'm really worried about showing it. And I gave her my interpretation, and she agreed with the interpretation. And she felt it was really important to share too. And then I did speak to my mom about it over a glass of wine. And other stuff too. Actually, 3 glasses of red wine. 3 glasses of red wine. I'm not making this video like lightly. I'm not making it lightly. And I'm sure people will have many different ways to interpret this on a personal level as well. Because that's what this is. This is personal as well as society. I'm just going to say one more thing on a society level. Look for clues, look for answers, look for the truth. It's out there. You can see it in some of the things that are being stated. I think that this is just the start for a change, for a switch. I don't think it's going to be anything massively dramatic, but there will be changes. like there's going to be big changes. But remember, you know, it's not the whole tree that's getting hit. It's just the top. It's just the top. And that's it. Oh, look at those people practicing social distancing. That's great. See people, well, I guess they're from the same house, walking their little dog, and a lady jogging, and she's standing in the middle of the road, and they're standing on the sidewalk, and they're having a nice talk. It's nice. They're at least 2-3 meters from each other. It's very responsible. So, there you go. That's it, guys. Please do be safe. Be smart. And look out for yourself and each other right now. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.